Take a look at this picture. What do you see? Some may say a messy motel. Some may say a place that is uninhabitable. Some may say a place that they never want to go to. For me, this was my home. Not once, not twice, but multiple times throughout my life. As a matter of fact, this time last year, I was living in a space that looked exactly like this. You may be wondering, how did I get from there to here? Well, through my incredible support group of friends and family and the concept of mental reframing, I was able to, through all that, design my own happiness. According to the International Journal of Advanced Psychiatric Nursing, written in 2021, mental reframing is modifying your beliefs to create real change in your brain. This in turn changes the way that you see things to allow your brain to experience the change. We've all been through a rough season in our life. However, it's how we handle those situations that redesign our outcomes. Tonight, I'll give you something you can lean on to get you through those times. After this talk, I will show you how my past didn't define me, how I discovered that I have the power to change my mind, and that incremental progress leads to exponential growth. Let's take a step back further into my past. My mother came to the US from Togo in 2004 with the intention of creating a better life for us. You see, growing up, being a product of my environment was not something that I wanted to do. I vividly remember getting evicted my freshman year of college. First, there was this yellow notice on our door ordering us to go to court. A few weeks later, a white notice with resources from the sheriff's department. And finally, a white notice saying that we had but so much time before we had to leave. Then we waited for the inevitable to happen. We waited restlessly for days, which became weeks, for the police to arrive and request the overdue rent. And when they did, they said we had 1 hour to come up with the money or else we would have to leave. I remember them giving us plastic trash bags and putting our stuff out on the nearest public street. It was as if our prized possessions were simply nothing. I felt scared. I felt hopeless. I felt like I was less of a human. I even remember shortly after, my friends were asking me when I was going home for winter break, and I didn't have an answer for them because I knew I didn't have a home to go to. For some people, the fear of eviction and homelessness could lead to gang violence, prison, and even death. However, I knew that from a very young age that my mom wanted me to pursue higher education, and that was something that I held near and dear to me. For context, research done by Schoolhouse Connection in 2025 showed that only 29% of young adults that ever experience homelessness ever enroll in college or another post-secondary program. So, I had to shift my mindset to allow myself to experience the change that I so yearned for. I applied to countless schools, scholarships, and everything in between. And with the help of my advisor, Dr. McConan, I was able to attend Towson on a full ride through grants and scholarships. Today, not only am I going to Towson for free, but in the spring of 2026, I'll be graduating with my degree in business analytics and business systems and processes. How I was able to do all of this? Let's dive deeper into how I reframe my mind. The first step to designing my happiness was removing myself from the situations around me. I began to play sports competitively. I began to read, think, and reflect during those years. I had to take hold of my mind and understand that it is mine, and that I have the power to facilitate what goes on in my brain. The next step was reimagining my future. What I began to do, out of boredom actually, was sit, just like this, and begin to envision the big dreams that I had, and still have. I would close my eyes and make my dreams as vivid and as loud as possible. One of them being what I'm doing right now, being on this red carpet and giving you all this TED Talk. After that, I began to do morning affirmations for fun. I would look at myself in the mirror and say, I am loved, I'm appreciated, I am seen, I am respected. You see, these things started out as fun, but they drastically improved my quality of life. By repeating these affirmations over and over and over again, it has led me to believe with extreme confidence and conviction that nothing and nobody can stop me. Not even myself if it come down to it. It's as if there's this autopilot in my brain that is in search of constant progression, reinforcing my belief that I can do anything that I put my mind to. But let me be clear, this does not happen overnight. I know some people don't want to hear that. I even have friends that would turn their ears off every time I would talk to them about it. But I'm not going to sell you a dream without giving you the proper blueprint on how to get there. When I was training for basketball, there's a specific shot that I would take called the mid-range pull-up shot. And I would miss so bad. It was so bad. I wouldn't even hit the rim. But over time and through continuous intentional practice, I became better and better and better. There's a specific book that I know at least most of you have heard of called Atomic Habits by James Clear. There's a specific part in the book where it says, if you become 1% better each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the time that you're done. Conversely, if you become 1% worse each day for 1 year, you'll end up declining nearly down to 0. Now, I don't know about you, but I remember when I was homeless, reading this my freshman year of college over the winter break and thinking, oh nah, I'm not trying to get worse. So I created things that I knew were manageable to do. I'll make the notes app the first thing that I saw so I could jot things down or journal how I felt. I'll go to the nearest common areas so that I could read so I didn't feel isolated. I would even go on stream and tell my chat that even though I was homeless, it was only temporary and that my mindset would be forever changed because of it. You see, the situation itself, it was terrible. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. However, by shifting my mindset and focusing on what I could control, I was able to grow exponentially throughout that time period and design my own happiness. To wrap up my final thoughts, I have shown you that your past doesn't define you, that you have the power to change your mind, and that incremental progress will lead to exponential growth. Remember, mental reframing is not just for a specific subset of people. If there's any aspect in your life that you want to see change in, begin to envision the end result, affirm yourself daily, and be grateful for the position that you're in. For there are plenty of people praying to be in that exact same position. Mental reframing is ensuring that with the power of your mind, you modify your beliefs to create the change in your brain that you seek. With this, you will be able to design your own happiness. Let's take a look at what mental reframing has done for me. I created a financial literacy organization here on campus that has won New Student Organization of the Year last spring. I interned for the state of Maryland and a Fortune 500 company, of which I received a return offer for. And I truly have a wonderful family and a beautiful girlfriend. My goodness. All because of mental reframing. And you know what the craziest thing about all of this is? I am just getting started. Thank you.